Jive Hive Jeff from Two Hacks Garage. Well, we're back in the garage. Been working on the mini bike a little bit. Actually, it was an easy thing we had to do with this. I'll show you here in a second. But this is going to be stage 2 testing of Project Fastball. So if you saw in our first stage 1 testing, was in its stock configuration with the header and the cold air intake. We were able to achieve on a baseline mile per hour, 25 miles an hour, and that was in a 235-foot Cuban test track. Stage 2, as I said in the previous video, is swapping out or bypassing the governor. Now, you can actually split the case on this, get in there and remove the governor, or you can bypass it. We went ahead with the easy route first, and we're going to bypass it, which I did, and we're going to find out a mile per hour on that. So real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what we did, and then we're going to go do some testing. See you in a few. All right, so here's what we did here. So if you look at here with your throttle off your cable, there's your throttle, and you can see here, it comes to this point right here, that opens up a butterfly in there. Well, from the factory, it's got a much shorter rod, which I'll show you right here. And this rod also has a spring that goes from here over to here, right there. So and that's got a governor with a spring right there. So when you're on the throttle, it's actually pulling that back, acting as a governor on the throttle, so it doesn't have that immediate crack of the throttle hitting the RPMs. It actually limits it. So in a lot of cases when you open this up all the way, your throttle is actually being governed back and forth. Doing it this way, taking a rod, which we made from here directly to it, bypasses that completely, and as you can see, it all opens and closes at the same rate. So I tell you what, guys, we're going to go do some baseline testing on this and have a whole lot of fun. But first, we're going to ask Jeffrey what his thoughts are. What do you think it's going to do?
It's definitely going to go a lot faster. I mean, it's not going to bog whenever you get out of the hole.
Hopefully it doesn't bog when we go out of the hole.
And I'm hoping just have fun on it.
Have a whole lot of fun?
Yeah.
Should we go do some stage 2 testing?
Yes.
Is Project Fastball going to be lightning fast?
Yeah.
Should Austin from Daddy's Money Garage and Roland from Torque Racing Production be scared?
Yes. Very.
Awesome. Well, with that, guys, let's go do some testing with Project Fastball. See you in a few. All right, well, we did 3 runs there. As you can tell, it was still a little bit bogging down, but it wasn't near as bad on the bog. First run, we ended up hitting 26 miles an hour. So that was 1 mile an hour better than what we previously did yesterday. Second run was 27 mile an hour, so we got it beat by 2 mile an hour from yesterday. And the third run was right at 28 miles an hour. So we picked up 3 miles per hour on that last test run compared to our average time on yesterday. So really what we ended up doing is we averaged a baseline on stage 2 testing of picking up 2 miles an hour and 235 feet. Like I said, it still bogs a little bit, but we're going to do some tuning on this. Stage 3 will be coming up probably next week at some point. But as you saw, the bypass of the governor did help us pick up 2 mile an hour, which is really good. Pretty happy with that. Seemed like it came on a little bit stronger there. Jeffrey's going to go out and he's going to rip it up and down the roads to see how it's really reacting a lot higher RPM. Like I said, the 8th mile is 660 feet. We're kind of doing just about a third of that right now, so it does have a whole lot more in it. But you know what, guys? Picking up going 27 mile an hour and 235 feet for stage 2 testing, that's actually not that bad. Pretty happy with the results. We have a whole lot more to do, and really it was a lot of fun. The weather was a whole lot nicer. Let's ask Jeffrey, what was your perspective on that?
It was cold, but it felt really good. And right out of the hole, it was definitely bogging a little bit, but not as much as the last time, like he said. But whenever I started getting to the grass at that point, it started to actually picking up speed.
So yeah, with that, you know, it started picking up speed. I think yesterday it was bogging until about the 120 foot mark. I was looking at some video, and it's starting to get out of that bog right around the 60 to 70 foot mark. So we're somewhat remedying that. We still have a whole lot more work to do. Our next test, guys, what it's going to be is going to be that clutch. That should really help take care of a lot of that bog. But you know what? Till next time, guys, it's been a whole lot of fun. And stay tuned for stage 3 testing on this. And it's going to be a whole lot more fun, isn't it, Jeffrey?
Yep.
And Roland, Austin, we're coming for you. See you next time.